What's up, family Lamskis? Sober Wednesday 6. Back in the win column. Today was a pretty good day. Got some good news. Not the job, but I'll get to that real quick. But the last leg of the required paperwork to get that property sold has been handed out. So now it's a sure thing. No more room for doubt. It's going down. So pretty much next month's gonna be Rack City. We talking racks on racks on racks. Not saying I'm gonna be rich, but I'm definitely going to be comfortable and not stressed out about my financial situation. So that's freaking awesome. So that's a load off. As far as the job goes, I was thinking earlier today. I was like, man, I ain't gonna call them, bro. I ain't gonna call them. I'm just gonna start putting out new applications. But then that old addict inside me said, well, hey, if I call them and they tell me that I didn't get the job, that means I can call up my weed guy. I can get high in like 20 minutes after I hang up that phone. So, of course, I instantly called. As soon as that thought crossed my mind, instantly called him. Like, I gotta know. So I call him, let him know I'm checking in. And I'm like, well, you're still pending. So we will let you know. Even if we reject you, we'll let you know. So bad news, I don't get to smoke no weed today. Good news is there's still a chance, like a Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying I have a chance. So hopefully I get this damn HEB job. If not, I'll be fine. Won't be the end of the world, but that's what I'm rooting for sure. Did 2 walks a day. My legs are killing me, but I'm just addicted to it. Can't get enough of it. Donated plasma. No meeting today. I've decided no meetings on Wednesdays and Sundays. And Thursdays, depending on how it goes tomorrow, I'm going to be going to these Celebrate Recovery church sessions, or whatever the word is, sermons, because it's a recovery-based sermon thing, because I don't want to give up on church just yet. I even went to the bookstore today, bought this Good News Bible. Apparently, it's 3rd grade reading level, which is exactly what I need, because I don't fuck with this thee thou shalt not bullshit. I'm not into it. I don't care about King James. I don't care how people spoke 500 years ago. That literally meaningless to me. Also bought a little prayer book. It's got some prayers in it because I want to get my prayer game on, because I definitely believe in prayer. That's even if I'm not Christian. If I decide I'm not Christian, I still believe in prayer and communicating with God, because I definitely believe in God created the universe for sure. That's one of the reasons why the 12-step programs are useful and good. Get this out the way. Today was the end of the lynch mob versus Adrian Gonzalez. Some of you might know there was a school shooting massacre in Uvalde, Texas, 2022. And no police officers entered the building for 77 minutes after the shooting started. And Adrian Gonzalez was the first police officer on the scene. He was the first to enter the building. He's the one who provided the master key to the people who were able to then go on to shoot the monster. But he is the one being thrown under the bus because, as I say, the lynch mob, the unhinged mob, they want blood. They want heads to roll. And since the killer was killed on that tragic day, now they want to throw this guy, Adrian Gonzalez, they want to throw him under the bus. And they charge him with child abandonment, child neglect. And these people say he's a coward. I've been called a coward for supporting him, even though I've been to Iraq twice. I've been to Afghanistan once. I got a combat action badge. I got an Army Commendation Medal. I joined the Army in 2005 during the height of the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. But I'm the coward because I don't want to see Adrian be a scapegoat. They say, oh, well, he should have been able to just go confront the shooter when he heard where the gunshots were coming from. Well, let me tell you a little story, right? The first time I was ever under attack in Iraq, I was the lead gunner on the lead Humvee of a patrol team, 4 Humvees, and we were about 50 to 100 yards apart, keep our distance. And an IED went off, and it hit the truck behind me, which was about 100 yards behind me. But when it went off, I didn't know it was an IED. I thought it was a bullet whizzing by my head. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it sounded like to me. I thought I was getting shot at. But no, it was an IED being detonated 100 yards behind me. I thought I was getting shot at from like off to my left, but it was an IED going off behind me. So this idea that he was supposed to just know where the gunfire was coming from just from hearing it is nonsense. Fog of war is a real thing. And so all these people, these mob lunatics who want to see head roll, guaranteed 99% of them never been to Afghanistan or Iraq or any kind of live fire being shot at situation. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, good for them. I mean, kudos to you if you've never been shot at. Trust me, it's not a fun feeling. But these people are entitled. They think they're entitled to this guy having his life ruined because they think they would have done something, because they're these, these armchair quarterbacks, these hindsight 2020 people, man. So today was the closing arguments. The state of Texas did nothing to prove that he abandoned anybody. Again, he was first in the building, first on the scene, and they're claiming that he was supposedly able to stop the killer. I mean, so transparently bullshit to me. So we're on verdict watch now. So hopefully tomorrow there's a verdict and you're going to see me either really happy or really upset. Because if they don't acquit him, they're idiots, period. I mean, at least have a hung jury. But if they find him guilty, they are idiots. And they don't care about justice. They just care about blood. They want to satisfy their craving for moral gratification. They just want to jerk themselves off morally. Ooh, look at me. I condemn that guy. Doesn't that make me such a good person? I condemn Adrian Gonzalez because I'm of moral character. These people are full of shit, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, I finally broke out my video game. I got it on the screen right now. I played it for a couple days last month, and I haven't played it since Christmas. I played it today. And so I still have some stuff from when I was at CRTC, which I've been referring to as rehab jail in my videos. And it's called Court Resident Treatment Center. So it's like court appointed. You're there because the court sent you there. It's like rehab, but if you leave without being authorized, you're committing a felony and you will go to prison for it. So it's like, it's voluntary, you can leave, but if you do, you're committing a felony. But you're not on lockdown. They give you jobs and stuff. So like once you're like working your job, like I was working at a restaurant called Nukes. I could have just escaped during the day. I could have just walked off and whatever. They're not gonna come looking for me. Like a lot of people, they'll fake a dentist appointment or something and then like run off somewhere. Have a friend pick them up. The cops are going to come searching for them. They're just going to put out a warrant, and sooner or later, your ass is going to get caught, and you're going to go to prison. So while I was there, I was really into I was like a jailhouse Christian. I was all into it. And now I'm trying to be a jailhouse Christian again, except without the jailhouse. I want to be a Christian, even though I have a lot of trouble believing, some of the core stuff, some of the main stuff, it's kind of hard to believe. Sorry, I'm sweaty. I just came back from a walk. And I got the AC off so y'all can hear me. So it's kind of hard to believe, man. But hey, fake it till you make it, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, all I know is that people who get really deeply involved with Christianity seem to have better lives. They're nicer people. It's not this stereotype where they're all like evil assholes except for one day a week on Sunday when they go to church. Like all these anti-Christian, leftist, liberal, fucking America haters. I always say that. Oh, Christians are hypocrites, blah, 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 like that. From my experience, people who get deeply involved with Christianity are nice people. Anything that helps me stay away from the vodka, which I think this definitely will help me. It's not going to bring me back to the vodka. So I was doing the same thing when I was in CRTC. And I kept a journal, and I would go through all the books they had in the library and write down shit that was important to me. And so there was this one book that was like a daily devotional, and it was called My Utmost for His Highest. And this is like published in 1924. And throughout each daily entry, I would just highlight whichever part seemed interesting to me. And then I would write it down. So I do have an entry for January 21st. Bear with me, guys. I hope this isn't like super boring or whatever, but Just interested in going over it. So, January 21st. Am I as spontaneously kind to God as I used to be, or am I only expecting God to be kind to me? Am I full of the little things that cheer his heart over me, or am I whimpering because things are going hardly with me? There is no joy in the soul that has forgotten what God prizes. And to me, that just reminds me of how badly I want this HEB job, and like trying to balance that with like trying to do the whole, God's will be done. I just want God's will for my life to be done. It doesn't matter if I get the job at HEB or not. I know that's like the right way, but this is the part of me that overwhelmingly wants this job. I've wanted to work at HEB for a very long time. It's almost like a jinx that I'm for sure not getting the job because I want it this bad, because that's just how God works, I guess, or that's how the universe works, or God, universe, whatever you want to say. And so this one's a little bit more of a doozy. So this is my journal entry for January 21st, 2023. It is what it is, man, and it's kind of who I am. So let's go for it. Okay, January 1st, 2023. 97 days sober, 97 days left at CRTC. Been at CRTC 87 days, so the halfway point is in 5 days. Today was friggin' awesome. We had a meeting at work this morning, and I ate 4 chorizo and egg burritos. Great way to start the day. Miranda and Alize were play flirting and almost kissed each other. Filed to the spank bank, even though Miranda isn't attractive, laugh out loud. And trust me, I replaced Miranda for somebody else for sure. Spank bank was very important when you're locked up. Okay, there's no phones, there's no porn, there's nothing. It's like, that is all you got, buddy. Ain't no privacy either. You only got the shower. That's all you got. So don't go to jail. Don't go to prison. It's gonna fuck up your jerk out game for sure. See, I give out the good advice. I give out the advice that matters, as y'all can tell. So, I like Sabrina. She's my type because she's Mexican. Laugh out loud. Yes, I did write down LOL. She has a nice body and she's cute. I talked to her some. Apparently, she has dated a white CRTC graduate before, so that's favorable. The UFC 283 prelims were on ABC tonight, and I got to watch them. I missed the early prelims, though, and Terrence McKinney lost. Sad face. I still like Terrence McKinney, but back then I loved Terrence McKinney. I thought he was going to be like the next Hamzat because he was so badass, but didn't turn out that way. John Jones is fighting Cyril Gane on March 4th, which is crazy. I have to think Cyril is going to win. At the time, John was coming off his quote-unquote win against Dominic Reyes, which, practically nobody thinks he won that fight. So, yeah, me and a lot of people thought Cyril was going to win, but, of course, that didn't happen. I wish I could be on Twitter for that, but I'll still be here. Reminds me of being in jail when Islam won, which reminds me that Sean O'Malley got the dub over Peter Yan, laughed my ass off. Yeah, I was in jail for UFC 280 when Islam beat Charles Oliveira. I've been looking forward to that all year, talking all this shit on Twitter, but then I had to go to jail to be able to go to CRTC. You had to go to jail for 10 days before they bring you to CRTC. So that's what I was referring to. God, I love UFC. Can't wait to be out of here. 3 months and a week. I dreamed that I fought Miller on a bridge, kicked him over the side, and was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to 15 years shaking my head. He lived, of course, shaking my damn head. Miller was this dude that I really couldn't stand the whole time I was there, but we got along at the end. And then I dreamed that I fought Dad, but he was invincible. Weird, not cool. All the same, praise Jesus. I would end all my entries with praise Jesus. So yeah, I kept it daily on this journal all the way until I had a month left, and then I stopped giving a fuck about all that. I was just ready to go. So anyway, that's kind of a window into my past and stuff. It's kind of fun to share that with y'all. Yeah, I am who I am, bro. I'm cool with it. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later.